Hey everyone, welcome back to My Hero Academia live reaction. I apologize that there was no video uploaded last week. I just didn't record the episode. I just didn't record the reaction on Friday and told myself that I would do it the following day, but it's been a week. So today we have two chapters to cover, chapters 219 and 220. Last week we left off with the introduction of the current arc's new villain group, the Superpower Liberation Army. And I think they all look really cool. I'm excited to learn more about them, but also they all do the L shape, I assume, for Liberation Army. But we left off with confirmation that Todoroki and Bakugou both received their provisional licenses as they were taking down a group of villains who were committing a robbery. And hopefully the next chapter will continue off where that left off. Hopefully we'll get to see them do a quick action. Hopefully we'll learn their hero names because I think they're the only two whose hero names we don't know, because Ida has Ingenium, and then Todoroki just used his first name, Shoto, and Midnight told Bakugou to change his name because it was King Explosion Murder. Anyway, let's just jump right into it. My Hero Academia, chapter 219, Bring Down the Purse-Snatching Villain. And then we start off with All Might just making sure that citizens get back. And then there's a kid in the background. Holy crap! It's All Might! Holy crap! And then we have Todoroki kicking things off with his ice. Those wallets and bags. You can't just steal people's things like that. Oh, that's not what it's called. Oh, okay, so chapter's not called Bring Down Those Purse-Snatching Thieves. That's just what the tagline was. The chapter is called Go Sliding Go. So chapter 219 by Horikoshi Kohei Horikoshi. And then he just froze them completely over. Cocky little punk. You think a little ice would be enough to make me surrender of all people? And then the villain guy just breaks it off. We thoroughly investigated the patrol patterns for this area. All for today's big operation. Also, we could strike during the holiday season at the end of the year. We spent an entire month preparing. We waited for that one moment where we'd have the most sitting ducks and the heroes weren't around. And that's right here, right now. And then it's the villain's like talking to Bakugou and Todoroki. And then there's a little... So I think that's for a later one. And then Bakugou is just, get a job, asshole! Unfortunately for you, we're putting a stop to a plan. Unfortunate? That's where you're wrong, high schoolers. School children are all so naive. Listen up. I can control carbonated water, and I live for thrills. And I've got a hell of a lot more resolve than a couple passing schoolboys. The word he uses here for thrills is shubeki, which could also mean stimulus in the physical sense of shaking up a bottle of soda water so it explodes. Okay? And that resolve will allow me to escape with my prize. And then all the villains just rush at Bakugou and he just catches them off guard. What's wrong? Your buddy's passed out. I was only trying to stop them, so I was even holding myself back too. Where's that resolve of yours now, eh? I hope you still got some, because you're in for a world of hurt. And then Bakugou just rushes at him. And then the other guy just pulls out his, it's got some gauntlets on him, I guess, for shooting water. The only one who's gonna get hurt is you! And then, oh crap, is he shooting actual bullets at Bakugou? And then Bakugou just dodges. Oh, you're strong. A little too strong for your own good. I can't tell if that was Bakugou telling it to the villain or the villain telling it to Bakugou. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not sure if Bakugou did howitzer impact or if the villain got him. It's like and then All Might's just clearing out the villains or the citizens again, and there's a woman taking a picture. It's like a carnival of snow and ice. Miss, no! And then a pole breaks. And then Bakugo stops the pole from falling on her. All Might gets her out of the way. If you don't want to die, if you want to die, do it somewhere else. This is just the best. And then it's the other guy. It's the villain just releasing more water. I guess I got no choice but to be a little rough with him. And then Todoroki breaks out his fire. Oh, he's using both at once. Swelling ice heat wave. And then he slams the other guy into the ice. Carbonated water goes flat when it heats up, right? You son of a... That's a move you used on Deku during the sports festival, ain't it? Yeah, although I had held back compared to when I used it, compared to then. Are you injured? Hell no! I'm not injured, shithead! You making fun of me? What about that woman? She's fine, damn it! Are you two alright? And then All Might shows up. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, you're that bad boy from UA. What's bad here is your vocabulary, asshole. And you two did all this? They were stealing bags and belongings of passerbys. We subdued all the assailants that were identifiable for us. As for the stolen goods, here. And then Bakugo just has everything. I rounded them up before they were burned to ash. Thanks for leading the evacuation. Todoroki says that to All Might. And then this hero is weird. Quick rundown of what this hero looks like. He has like a cape. He's got like a simple mask that's just black, and he's constantly smiling. And there's an arrow where his crotch is. I just realized that. Weird. Anyway, and he hugs Todoroki and Bakugo. You did everything perfectly. That's remarkable. I can't believe you're still only students. Thank you, thank you. You're sure to become top heroes in the future. Aye, Sliding Go shall take care of the rest. Okay, so Sliding Go. I don't like Sliding Go. He's annoying. And then the villain's weapons breaks. His gauntlets exploded. They did indeed. That's what you get for using inferior black market goods. You two were amazing. Then All Might just puts his hand on their heads. Thanks. Now let's go home. You must be hungry. We need to melt the ice. Don't expect me to help. And then back at the Superpower Liberation Army. Yep. All of the items we're circulating in the black market are being monitored continuously. If things take a turn for the worse, they explode, leaving no evidence behind. We're also collecting tons of valuable combat data. You've certainly got a strong commercial spirit. This will also help further our cause. Okay, cool. So the other guy's gauntlets disintegrated, so it was something that they did, that they planned for. Ah, it seems they've already arrived. That was quick. You were the one who said, do so at once. Your words are the words of Destro. You should choose them carefully. We tried searching for his client lists, but came up empty. According to him, he destroyed them all. However, oh shit. Damn. Superpower Liberation Army just made a big move. I'm not done with the chapter yet, so maybe this could be something not too big, but they just captured and beat the shit out of Giran. Giran being the guy who's been supplying the League of Villains with equipment. And it makes sense, I guess, because they apparently also have Liberation Army. They have a pull in the black market. So maybe they're going to try and start supplying the League of Villains, but also try to bring it down because they want to take them down themselves. This is the mediator supplying equipment to the League of Villains. The broker, Giran. There's no mistaking that he's got information on the League. You serious? This is quite a surprise. I can't believe you were able to sniff me out. I figured whoever it was must have a lot of free time on their hands. And what do you know? Out comes President Baldy of Detnerat. I still have no idea how to pronounce this company's name. Old man. The old man was real pissed off. And I owe a lot to him from way back when I was an upstart in this business. When a legitimate company tries to break into my market, well, how much do you want? Let me tell you something. I never into a business relationship with anyone until I get a good look at their face. And I only do business with the guys who strike my fancy. And I'm afraid a guy who would beat me silly and drag me into his lair doesn't make the cut. Whether or not I've got info on the league is irrelevant. I'm not leaking a damn thing to a thug like you. I like Girin. He's cool. Girin strikes me as someone who's a villain, who's like a thug, but he's an honorable one, if that makes sense. Like, he strikes me as someone who believes in honor among thieves. And also, he also well, I'm not sure if he does still, because I haven't gotten caught up on Vigilantes. And also, I don't know, Vigilantes takes place before Hero Aca, and we don't know exactly the main time frame. It's supposed to take a few years because Aizawa still isn't a teacher at UA. But he sold to Knuckle Duster. He was supplying him with all his equipment and stuff. So anyway, continue on. What kind of smuggler would sell out his clients? Why don't you crawl back into your dad's ballsack where you came from? I like Girin. And then this guy is pissed. I think you and I are going to be great friends. Oh shit. It's Gigantamo person. It's the really huge guy that Gran Torino was looking for. Approximately 1 month ago, before the Hero Billboard chart announcement, this is what Gran Torino was looking for. This can't be. These guys are too weak. Why? All for one. This is terrible. Why? And then Spinner, Himiko's on the floor, Shigaraki, Twice is on the floor. Can we call it quits already? Let's go! Round 2! The League of Villains is on the verge of destruction? Highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure Kurogiri knows. Let me see if I can look up this guy's name real quick. Okay, yeah. Gigantomachia. Kurogiri seemed to have an in with him, so I'm pretty sure that he's training the villains. And he's just like, they're too damn weak. Why? Anyway, moving on right on to chapter 220. We're a fifth of the way to chapter 300 now. Let's briefly touch up on chapter 119. So it was cool to see Bakugou and Todoroki do their thing, see them working together to stop a villain. But we didn't get to see their hero names, unfortunately. I was really looking forward to that. But also looking more at the Liberation Army. They know how to make sure that their equipment doesn't get traced back to them, that they sell on the black market. That's a really nice touch. And they're looking at probably killing Girin. So they're definitely making big moves. If Girin's taken out of the picture, the League of Villains won't have a current supplier for their weaponry and equipment. So anyway, moving right on to chapter 120. And it's Shigaraki. He's reaching out. Oh, snap. Okay, so first picture is a shot of Shigaraki. My Hero Academia. Shigaraki touches it, and My Hero Academia shatters. That hand will destroy everything. That's a really nice touch. And then the last picture is just Shigaraki walking off. So, Chapter 120, Chapter 220, My Villain Academia. And they're at a mansion, surprisingly. Oh my gosh! And the shattered panel screen from the panel of My Hero Academia is crumbling. I really hope they keep that for the anime. I hope whatever the intro is, whenever they do it, or even if it's from how in season 1 the eye catcher was just My Hero Academia panning. I hope they keep that. It's just Shigaraki going and then it just goes leading into either the episode or the next part of the episode. Before we continue from where we left off, let's see how we got to our present situation. Okay? Guys who hate chocolate. What? Let me read that back. So it's a picture of a mansion. Before we continue from where we left off, let's see how we got to our present situation. So we're going back to after the Liberation Army? We're reading on. Guys who hate chocolate. How'd you get in? They're the League of Villains. Guys who love cockroaches. I think Twice is monologuing again. I think that's what's happening. Maybe it's Spinner? In this world, there are those who have various value systems. They are the Creature Rejection Coalition, otherwise known as the CRC, this generation's coelicants? There's a lizard with them. How repulsive. As the name says, they're a bunch of shitty bastards who stand for the discrimination and assault of strange-looking humans. That's cool. That's something that's never been brought up before, I don't think. Definitely there's was some prejudice with quirks that happened at first, but not necessarily quirks that altered people drastically, like Spinner. He's a lizard. So it's people in robes and crap, and it's Shigaraki, Twice, and Spinner. So right now it most likely is Spinner who's monologuing. Horikoshi came up with the CRC English acronym himself, however, he did not provide an actual English translation of the Japanese term, so we could only guess that as to what he was thinking. The Japanese translate the rejection of the grotesque group. They're basically the My Hero Academia KKK. And the next panel is a shot of Spinner looking straight at us. And, by the way, I'm not fond of the term grotesque either. Although almost everyone uses it on a day-to-day basis, it should be avoided in formal situations at the very least. Whoa. Okay, no, so we don't know what Spinner's quirk is. I think it has something to do with swords, but it could just be a lizard quirk like Asui's, or like a reptilian quirk. Well, frogs are technically amphibians. But anyway, personally, I don't think it's a lizard quirk, simply because we've seen plenty of circumstances, Ashido and Tokoyami, where their quirk doesn't necessarily signify what they look like. Yeah, Tokoyami's quirk is kind of like a dark bird, but his quirk is dark shadow. It just has a bird-like appearance. Anyway, so moving on. Oh no, I was gonna say though, I think his quirk has something to do with swords. It could just be that he just has the stain motive. That's why he uses all the weaponry and stuff. But personally, I don't think that Spinner's quirk is strictly just a lizard thing. And anyway, we have Twice and Toga looking at stuff. We're looking for things to sell. Is this worth much? We're just a bit broke at the moment, you see, and yes, I know, it's not cool to be a robber. I didn't want to stoop this low either. And then it's a bunch of people, and then it's all these people. They look like Grim Reapers, actually, now that I look about it. They have dark cloaks and skull mask. This is a sacred ground! All of you are violating it! Get out! And then they try to like swing at Shigaraki, but he just touches one of them with his palm. We'll leave when we're finished. If you don't want us here, then get out of our way. And then Twice basically just slits a guy's throat, I think. Himiko Toga slashes them. Oh shit. Mr. Compress like compresses a guy and like breaks off his fingers, it looks like. And Shigaraki turns one into ash. I'm Spinner. And Spinner stabs someone, it looks like. A member of the League. Today, like most days, I'm an accomplice in crime. And they just murdered everyone. The hell, man! I thought religions were supposed to be profitable. They're just barely scraping by. And then Himiko's toga is covered in blood. Ah, it broke, and her needle broke. Even my robotic arm is squeaking terribly. I'll need to ask Girin for a brand new one. But we don't have the money for that right now. Do we? And we get a pretty clean look at Shigaraki's face. He takes off the hand mask, and usually when we would get a look at Shigaraki's face, it was kind of like it wasn't a very clear shot in my opinion. But this one, it's like plain as day. And then they are at what looks like a construction site near where Gigantomachia it was. How long are we gonna keep living like this? Until the very end. If we'd joined hands with the Hasaikai, I think we'd probably be feasting on sushi right now. You're kidding, right? It's just, who would have thought the formidable league of villains that once terrorized the nation actually looks like this behind the scenes? And then it's just Twice and Toga looking through things. Junk. Oh? How could we possibly face all of our adoring fans? And then it's Toga looking at jewelry. This is cute. I'll take it. Yeah, I agree. You look like a granny. Toss it. And Dobby shows up. Well, the gang's all here. I guess I'm the only one who's been dutifully working to gather allies. Yeah, right. All you've done has been going around burning people to death. I haven't seen you bring a single person back here yet. That's because they're all trash. Nothing but living, breathing garbage without a shred of ambition in their lives. Are you sure you're not just a terrible judge of character? You're the last person I want to hear that from. As you can see, the League is in shambles. The last one is Spinner's monologue. It's been a month since Kurogiri was captured. Tomura Shigaraki. Now that we've lost All for One, we are exceedingly weak. In order to realize our ambitions, we must first advance to the next stage. He left behind a great power for us. You need only give the order and I will go retrieve it. This is all for your sake, Tomura Shigaraki. But when all is said and done, he failed. And thanks to that, we're having a really hard time searching for the doctor. Doctor? I don't remember a doctor being brought up in the League. Oh! No, so when we first got glimpses of All for One, there was a doctor with him. A lot of fans have speculated that it's the same doctor who looks like Midoriya because they had the same voice actors and they had a bit of a resemblance. We only saw All for One's doctor like a silhouette. But some people have been theorizing that, and I personally believe it. Anyway, it's Twice messing with Toga's jewelry, and she says, "You must be so lonely now that your babysitter Kurogiri is gone, huh, Tomura? But anyway, what's this doctor guy like?" He was Master's attending physician and a very cautious man. The only contact we've had with him was through the computer at our old hideout. He was also the one who developed and oversaw the Nomu project. How cautious can one guy be? He could at least reach out to us. His employer's favorite disciple is struggling over here. You didn't even deny that you were lonely. Lonely Tomura. Hey, what the hell are we even doing? I'm here because I was inspired by Stain. Huh? I was raised in the boonies where people still cling to their antique values. I was discriminated against, labeled as the dumb lizard man. And I thought that was just the natural way of the world. My heart was always empty, until I saw Stain's last moments on TV. He was trying to change the world all on his own. That night I discovered for the first time how suffocating this world really is. And knowing that, I just couldn't sit still. That's why I'm here. So basically, you're nothing but a Stain cosplayer. An empty, cheap imitation. You're damn right! I've always been empty! And that's exactly why I can't understand this lazy attitude. I thought we were going to blow a huge hole through this shitty society. Answer me, Shigaraki! What are we doing? Where are we headed? And then, no one is really impressed. I already told you to... Wait. What? I guess there was a crash because everyone's rushing out. I searched, and I finally found you. I've been waiting for the signal. And Gigantomachia? Gigantomachia, that's his name. So you're all for one successor. He makes his appearance. So, this is that power. Eh, Kurogiri? What's this all about? I can't believe this is what Kurogiri was seeking on his journey. Apparently this is one of the battle assets Master left behind. Wait. Who's calling him Brad? I'm not really sure. Anyway, I devote myself to all for one. Now, successor, prove to me that you are worthy of that devotion. Huh? And that about covers how we got here. It was a long explanation, but... Why? And then he's crying as he's like just destroying everyone. Why? This is terrible. My master. Why? He is too weak. What the hell's this guy's deal? What is even happening right now? Oh, it's the radio. So it looks like a radio, and it just keeps saying Brat. And then Shigaraki looks back at it. It sounds like you are in trouble, Shigaraki. This is where our story, which had been at a standstill, starts to take off. Doctor. What Shigaraki heard was none other than the elusive doctor's voice. And that's it. Cool. Alright, so Chapter 219 was really good. Again, like I said earlier, it was cool to see Todoroki and Bakugou in action. And then also, of course, it was also really cool to see the Liberation Army take on Girin. I've said that a ton already. Chapter 120. I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, I guess it was cool to see the League of Villains and like them doing what they do. Because now that they don't have All for One, they are kind of in shambles. But then again, they also have the research that what is his name? We'll just call him Overhaul. Kai, that's his name. That Overhaul left behind. And maybe that's where they'll be going with this doctor thing, or with the doctor, I should say. Anyway, it was really cool. Chapter 219 was an action chapter, so it makes sense that this was an information dump chapter. It was really cool to see the villains in action, though, against the the CRC, I think they were called. I'm not going to try to remember their name. It was cool to see Spinner's point of view, and Spinner might go to the good side. I'm thinking he certainly will never become a hero because of what he's done, but I'm pretty sure he'll betray the League at some point. Just on this chapter alone, because Spinner wants to change the world. Not exactly like Stain wanted to, but he wants it to be better. He wants heroes to actually be heroic. But yeah, I'm betting on it that Spinner is gonna leave the League at some point. He may even team up with Midoriya because he showed interest in him. And he saved